Welcome to Great Talking Entertainment. I am your host, KJ, and this is the podcast where I review movies and TV shows from all your favorite superheroes, including Marvel Comics, DC Comics, and much more. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Great Talking Entertainment official channel. Now let's go, baby. Welcome back to the podcast, everybody. I am KJ, and today's spoiler review is the new show on Max by DC Comics, Creatures Commando, Episode 1 spoiler review. So if you have not watched this show, pause this, give me a thumbs up, because that would help my YouTube channel grow. Go watch it, come back, and let me know what you think about this series in the comments below. I would love to hear your opinions and your theories and what you think James Gunn's going to take this next. So let me know. But again, this is a spoiler review. Y'all been warned. Now, let's get into it. Yeet. Episode 1 starts off with Richard Flagg, aka Rick Flagg, and Amanda Wallace watching a pre-recorded news report of a woman who went rogue named Cersei, and she's like a Wonder Woman. She's from the Amazonian woman, so she's like Wonder Woman, but I guess she's like if Wonder Woman was Sonic, this Cersei would be Shadow, in the sense like good evil, the evil sister or some sort, but. She's tough, same ability. She's got a little bit different powers. Like, her power is a little bit more unique, and she can do some things, which we'll talk about in episode 2 spoiler reviews. But Amanda Wallace obviously wants to put another version of the Suicide Squad in it, but all of them this time are not human. They're all creatures. Wallace is, I guess, banished to have humans do this work now because of the previous events from the 2021 Suicide Squad film, where the giant starfish took over and started terrorizing a foreign country, and that's why she can't have humans, basically human criminal inmates. So she gets the broken toys, the creatures, the beasts, the monsters, all of them to help out. And so she forms this squad, and of course, Rick Flag is the leader, and she wants them to stop Cersei from starting a war. So they head out to this European country to protect the princess, Lana, and her mother, who's the queen. And we see that this is not a traditional type of princess and queen, as she's the queen of this European country, but she tries to get a little freaky, a little flirty with Rick Flag, but obviously he's not, because his last relationship from the older Suicide Squad film turned into an evil witch, and he has been right since then. And then, of course, the Suicide Squad in the year 2021 wasn't right for him, but he he tried, man. But so he's not trying to find love, and he's the type of guy, of a soldier, who wants to stick to the mission. He's loyal to this mission. And who's on this team? Well, there's a lot of adult humor. There's a lot of them. So it's kind of like the Harley Quinn show, animated series. But who's on this team? We got to know. Well, the first one is the Bride, who is pretty much supposed to be the lover of Frankenstein. And then we have Nina, who is like a human, but who's a fish. Like a fish creature. And then there's the others, where we have, like Rick, but then we have this a GI robot who hates Nazis and wants to, shoot them because that's his program. And then we have a very interesting character named Dr. Farspius. He boy, he has a messed up origin story and really good backstory that I highly recommend to read about, or just go on YouTube and watch videos about him. But like, what a character! This guy has stood up to Batman, Robin, all the Robins, I believe, probably, and Batwoman, Batgirl. I mean, this guy has wanted to stand toe to toe against those particular superheroes, and he's a scientist, or a doctor, I should say, and he used to live in the richest part of Gotham City. So, and he was in an exclusive club. Like, this guy is a villain when he wants to be. And it's really, what I thought was very interesting, that he's in this group like this already. Like, I would always think that was a character you want to put in the movies. But again, there's always a chance to go that route. Like, this is probably not the last stop for him, hopefully, fingers crossed. But I would, if I would hope James Gunn would have bigger plans for this particular character. I mean, he's just really great. Like, there's a reason why his body's like that, why he looks like a skeleton with this very poisoning, gassy, toxic body, glowing like nuclear, like gamma ray type stuff. And it's flames with chemicals in them, so he can burn you, and like, you'll burn. Like, this is I would consider a top level DC comic villain, I would say. I mean, he can burn you and stuff. Like, I mean, you're gonna need Superman, you're gonna need Batman at least. But I mean, this is one of my favorite villain characters, so I was really excited to see him in there. But again, like, and I like the idea, again, they're using this, like, the Harley Quinn animated series has a lot of adult humor, but guess what? It's funny, and I enjoy it, and it has a really good sense of humor to it. But they're all a group, and they get a little misfits, like the two women are sneaking off to find what because the bride has some unfinished business. Why, like, Doctor for Foster, he's gonna try to turn on everybody like he does. But we got that, and then we got, like, the Weasel, which is he's the character from the Suicide Squad movie in the year 2021. So he, obviously, if you remember that, in the post-credit scene, I believe, he wakes up. Like, we all thought he was dead because he drowned or whatever. But he's alive. And obviously, so this is pretty cool. And again, James Gunn says his version of this DCU universe starts now. Like, so whatever is spoken about or happens in this series is canon. So when we get to the live action, to like Superman Legacy, it connects to it. So whatever events happening in this, you just know that when you watch Superman Legacy, that it's connected, it's tied in. Now, I'm not saying like Superman Legacy is going to mention them. Like, they may foreshadow it. They may drop a clue that you have to really pay attention to see or whatever. But just know that, like, this is the beginning of the DCU, like, including the live action. So this universe is going to be very interesting. And just to get it out of the way, like, this episode 1 is really good. I really like it. It's on a good start, I would say. I really like how they introduce everybody. And the again, like, we got Rick Flags. Now, remember, in the Suicide Squad, he got killed. But again, James Gunn said that he's going to recon some stuff, and whatever starts from here is canon. So whatever Zack Snyder did and stuff doesn't matter. So we get Rick Flag back, because I was like, man, they really killed him off. Like, I know they had John Cena and he's a bigger star, but I'm like, whatever, but it's all good. So, you know, but then again, they may find a way to say he might have survived or lived, I'm but the way they killed him on that movie, they killed him like I didn't think they were going to bring him back. So, but I'm glad they did, and just to put that out there. And so, and I'm glad the weasel creature is alive. Like that's pretty cool. And they're finally using. He's really funny, and they're obviously keeping an eye on him. But then, like, they're looking for this device too, and it's very this thing or whatever that could start a war too, and they're looking for that. But in this episode, we see like again we saw like Dr. Foster, who's trying to take that phone that can activate the bombs in their heads. But you know what I noticed? They said this electrocutes them, so now they're electrocuting them instead of just blowing their heads off. But I'm gonna say I think they can't. I think Amanda Wallace can blow their heads off because I do believe that they put the chip in there or the bomb or device in their back of their neck. Like I still think that still exists. Like I don't think James Gunn would just change that out. But you know what is different is too that Amanda Wallace in episode 1, she never like called Rick and said, "Hey, two of your people are like out here," because that device also is a tracking device. So this it's really different to see Amanda Wallace be kind of laid back with it, and Rick Flags as well. Like this is usually because in the past, well, definitely in the first Suicide Squad movie, where we saw like Harley Quinn, Deathshot, and others. Even if you walk the wrong way for like 1 second, your head's getting exploded. Like it was a thing. So they're pretty laid back in it. But I mean, this is only episode 1. Let's not get confused. Somebody's head could blow off. Like they got that. It's not just him that has the button. Amanda Wallace has the button too. She knows. She sees all. Like this is her thing. Like Suicide Squad and the creatures of Commando, that's her thing. Like she's keeping tabs. Like that's what she does. So you ain't gonna stop her on that. But that guy, he tries to take it away, and they have a huge battle, and they catch the place on fire. But then, in the end of this episode, we get a mysterious character on the line that's calling Frankenstein and saying, "Hey, there's somebody at your place," and it's the bride. And they broke into the manor, and he's in like it looks like Miami, Florida, but it's a European country, so it's probably somewhere where there's an island base or surrounded on a boat or a ship with beautiful models and women. And he's just glad that the bride came back because this is the bride, and there's a bride, there's a Frankenstein. So I thought that was pretty interesting, and I really like how this goes. So what I like about it as just a story and the animation is really cool. It's pretty standard animation. But I also just like that the pace is going, like it got straight to the point, right? Like we know who our teammates are, we know what the mission's about, and now they're just leading us and we're learning about these characters even more. And they're already, James Gunn has added more layers to these characters within one episode, and I thought that was really good. And I think like a lot of these characters were gonna be fan favorites too. I think the bride is gonna be a fan favorite. Obviously, I think to me personally, this revives the character Rick Flag from the past Suicide Squad movies and really gives him a chance to shine. And they showed a different side of him. Now, this one is voice acted by a different actor from the previous actor and from the live action, basically. But what I like about it too, because if they bring him back, like this could be a revive of him, and they put a whole different new twist on him that shows a better side of him that I think people can get behind. And that's what I think about that. And I think that was cool. Now, it'd be cool if he still had some of the same characteristics that they showed from the first Suicide Squad. But again, James Gunn says, however this plays out is canon, and if it's not in this show, it's not canon. It's not part of the DCU universe. So this gives a whole new light of shed of this character. You know, he's not just the babysitter. You know, he's a guy that could get in and starts war, but he's very heroic, and he's the backbone to each group and the Suicide Squad. So I think that's the most important thing I like about that. I also just like the comedy humor. I mean, it's really funny. There's a couple times I was laughing about some stuff, but really good. I like that part. And I mean, it's not too much of a joke. That does have some seriousness, but it's placed right and correctly. So I really enjoyed that. And I think the voice actors are great of this. I mean, this is their thing, really. And honestly, I just like how episode 1 started, and I like how it ended. Because now it's like, okay, now we know who we're dealing with. You know, we got an antagonist, but we got the main villain that they need to stop. So I can't wait to see that. And it seems like they all have a connection to it. So, really loving it. If I had to give episode 1 out of 10, I would give it a 7. Really great start. You know, they're not giving too much and not giving too less. And they're staying more focused on these characters. Like, I didn't hear or catch any Batman references or Superman reference. I know in trailers there's going to be an episode about them, but not yet as far. But episode 1 pretty much stays focused on these main characters. And from the looks of it, it looks like the Bride has a backstory that James Gunn within this series wants to share, and I'm really curious about their version of a Frankenstein and the Bride and where that goes. So I definitely can't wait to see that. But really good episode. I think it looks like to me like each episode is going to be about one particular member and kind of give us a little background of their past and stuff. So I'm very curious about that, and I'm sure out of all the episodes they'll have for season 1, we'll have that team up episode, but it looks like they're going to do some background, but maybe not all of them. But I do hope they do one episode where we can get a little origin story of Weasel. I would love to see that be played out like that, but that's just me. I like that. And I also just like the graphics too. I mean, it's up to date, it looks nice, and I like where it's going, honestly, and I can't wait. So that's my review, y'all. Thank you so much. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Great Talking Entertainment official channel. Subscribe. Hit that notification button so you can always be updated with all my latest content. Thank you guys, and peace out.